Hello and welcome to a new edition of the Silver Bulletin. I'm James King, the sports director.
And I'm Alicia Graves, the assistant sports director.
Before we get into the highlights from the game, let's hear from our sponsor.
Buckeye fans, the Buckeye Corner is your premier destination for officially licensed Ohio State jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and novelty items. Plus, when the Buckeye football team wins, you win. Save 20% off your in-store purchases on the Monday following a Buckeyes football victory. That's the Buckeye Corner, the official team shop of Buckeye Nation.
A rivalry as old as time, Ohio State versus Michigan. Urban Meyer versus Jim Harbaugh, and the Ohio State senior class looking to go undefeated against Michigan and keep their slim playoff hopes alive in the Big House. After trading 3 and outs, Michigan would get the ball with 11:48 and begin to orchestrate a productive drive, eventually getting into OSU territory with this 24-yard run from running back Chris Evans. Quarterback John O'Corn would get the ball inside the Buckeye 20 with this 27-yard connection to tight end Zach Gentry. After picking up a first down and moving the ball to the 2-yard line, they set up fullback Khalid Hill to punch in the touchdown run, giving Michigan the early lead. Ohio State would take possession of the ball, but a few incomplete passes and a sack taken by senior quarterback J.T. Barrett would force the Ohio State team to punt the ball away to Michigan again. Ohio State struggled to get into any sort of offensive rhythm in the first quarter, finishing the first with -6 yards of total offense. After this large punt return to the Ohio State 11 by Donovan Peoples-Jones, Michigan looked to go ahead by 2 scores and take control of the game. After being stopped on first down, O'Corn hit tight end Sean McKeon for the score, putting the Wolverines up 14-0 early in the second. Now with their backs against the wall, the Buckeyes needed to summon some of the fight they showed against Penn State, and they were able to do just that behind a run-heavy attack. Freshman running back J.K. Dobbins and quarterback Barrett would pick up chunk after chunk of yardage, moving the ball into Michigan territory. The sole complete pass on this drive came to Paris Campbell for a 1-yard loss. Now with the ball on the Michigan 21-yard line, Barrett would roll out to his right, pump fake, and get into the end zone, giving the Buckeyes their first score on the afternoon with 9:50 left in the first half. On Michigan's first play on the next possession, running back Karen Higdon would break a run down the left sideline for 22 yards. But defensive linemen Sam Hubbard and Tyquan Lewis would step it up, sacking O'Corn for a loss of 10 yards and forcing Michigan to eventually punt the ball back to Ohio State. Barrett, with his team down 7 and the ball at their own 49, would break a 26-yard run through the Michigan defense. This run set up this game-tying 25-yard touchdown strike to tight end Marcus Ball, tying the game prior to half. Including this pass, Ohio State would only have 30 yards through the air in the first 2 quarters. With the game still tied at 14, Michigan would take possession of the ball with 9:43 left in the third at their own 49. On the first play of the possession, O'Corn would connect with wide receiver Kikoa Crawford for 41 yards, putting the ball down at the OSU 8. A defensive holding call on linebacker Chris Worley would move the ball down to the 3-yard line, and 1 play later, Higdon would punch it in, giving his team the lead yet again. On the extra point attempt, quarterback Denzel Ward got a hand on the kick, keeping the score at 20-14. On the next Ohio State drive, Barrett would go down, hurt, after a short run. OSU head coach Urban Meyer said that after the game, the injury to his leg occurred prior to the game when a cameraman bumped into Barrett's leg during warm-ups. That injury was re-aggravated on that play. With Barrett gone, Ohio State will put their fate in the hands of freshman quarterback Dwayne Haskins. A couple of runs from Dobbins will keep the offense moving, with the ball at their own 47 on third down, Haskins delivered this dime to wide receiver Austin Mack for 27 yards. 1 play later, Haskins would evade some would-be tacklers and break free for 22 yards down to the Michigan 1-yard line before Dobbins powered home the score. With the extra point attempt from Sean Nurnberger good, the Buckeyes will pull ahead by 1 late in the third. With Michigan unable to get anything going offensively, along with this sack from Sam Hubbard, the Wolverines would punt yet again. It was then that the Buckeyes would serve Michigan a heavy dose of running back Mike Weber. On 3rd and 4, Haskins hit wide receiver K.J. Hill for 14 yards to the Michigan 28, setting up a 44-yard attempt from Nurnberger, which he banged through. A turnover on downs for Michigan on the next drive and a missed field goal from Nurnberger will give the Wolverines the ball with a little over 2 minutes left in the game, down 4. O'Corn would drop back in the pocket and launch a pass deep intended for Crawford that was picked off by safety Jordan Fuller. This was the first turnover for either team in the game and could not have come at a worse time for Michigan. On the next drive, Ohio State's 1-2 punch in the backfield would suck the life out of the Big House. On the first play, Dobbins broke this 35-yard run down the middle, setting up his counterpart for this 25-yard touchdown run 2 plays later. Weber, a Michigan native and former Wolverine commit, slammed the door shut on the hopes of an upset as the Buckeyes went on to win 31-20. A plethora of Buckeyes would help tally 226 yards on the ground. Barrett and Haskins combined for 124 yards in the air. Haskins was near perfect in the game, going 6 for 7 for 94 yards and a quarterback rating of 198.5. The Buckeye senior class will graduate without a loss at the hands of Michigan.
Now let's take a look at the top 5 plays from the game against Michigan. The number 5 spot goes to sophomore wide receiver Austin Mack. Mack was able to secure this 27-yard pass despite colliding with and being brought down by 2 Michigan defenders. The impact was enough to take out Michigan defensive back Tyreek Kinnell, but Mack held on to the ball. Number 4 goes to sophomore safety Jordan Fuller. Michigan had an opportunity to come back and take a lead, but Michigan quarterback John O'Connor's pass was intercepted and the Wolverines would not be able to recover. At number 3, we have junior cornerback Denzel Ward for this blocked extra point. This play would hurt the Wolverines after Ohio State took the lead on the next drive and the Wolverines would not score for the rest of the game. Sophomore running back Mike Weber takes the number 2 spot with this 25-yard touchdown run. This run would put the Buckeyes up by 11 with just 1 minute and 44 seconds left. And the number 1 spot this week goes to freshman quarterback Dwayne Haskins for his performance against Michigan. After JT Barrett left the game with an injury, Haskins made some big plays, including this 22-yard rush that put the Buckeyes at the 1-yard line. This drive was capped off by a touchdown run by J.K. Dobbins. Haskins' performance helped the Buckeyes win their 6th straight game against Michigan.
With the Michigan game in the rearview, the Buckeyes turn their focus to the Big Ten Championship this Saturday. Ohio State will take on undefeated Wisconsin on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time in Indianapolis for the title.
That's all we have for you this week on the Silver Bulletin. Be sure to subscribe to Lantern TV on YouTube and like us on Facebook. Also, for game day coverage, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and add us on Snapchat. Thanks for tuning in. See you at the Big Ten Championship.
See ya.